All right, it is Thursday. Yeah, Thursday, February 25th, 2021, in the year of our Lord, 1146. Apologize having to start a little bit early today, but I got a meeting coming up. All right, so Rick's presentation yesterday, I just cannot say enough about it. It was awesome, just awesome. And I hope you guys got something out of it. It was really, really inspirational. So good morning, Ken. Good morning, Dimitri. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Drew. Semper Fi to all. And so I was inspired yesterday by the presentation that Rick did that I put on a Rick trade. So I put on a couple of Rick trades this year. And they've all been successful so far. I think we need to rename that trade the Rick trade after Rick. So actually, I think I did a Johnny 2 lot yesterday because he was beefing up his, so I did a Johnny 2 lot. So this shows us what the spread is, right? I need to work that in here some way. But nonetheless, so what I did is we'll go, let's see, how far away, let's see, what do we want to call this? There's the current price of SPX. We got it pulled in. We've got our short price. How far away from my strike? Question mark. How far away is the price from my strike? It's at 62, 63, right? And it was kind of cool yesterday. We figured out, Rick said, hey, man, if that thing gets to 25 or less, man, I start flipping. Well, he really didn't start flipping. And that's when he's going to roll it, right? So he did conditional formatting on that. So, you could do conditional formatting to, to color that red, bright red, if it's 25 or less. If it's 50 or less, you could have a yellow, like a little warning. And if it's more than 50, you can make it, green. So you could do all kinds of conditional formats on that. So I'll be working on that so that we can kind of have some of the, and that's what I told you about my spreadsheet, right? The spreadsheet never stops. It just never, ever stops to a point that it's done. And I mean, that's what was so good about, I guess we could all say, hey, Rick, share your spreadsheet with us. But, I mean, he put a lot of work in it. And I think we'll borrow a couple of ideas from it, right? Like, what's the current price? How far are we away from my short strike? So we can keep an eye on that if you're doing the SPX trade like Rick has done. And, of course, I've done a few of those this year and have done a few of those in the past. So I think it's a really good trade. All right, so a couple of you said, Dimitri, hey, Bobby, why is my spreadsheet showing to sell micro 22 days to expiration? And it shouldn't be saying that, right? So the spreadsheet should not be saying 22. Now, mine's going to tell me that I can't sell anything, right? So let's see if we can fix that for you, Dimitri. See if we can remember how to do that. So go into the trade tab. And let's pull up the macros. MES. See if we can remember how to do this. Oh, and Ken, thank you so much for telling me about those, whatever that thing is. I've ordered it. It hadn't shipped as of this morning, but when I get it and my internet's so much faster, I just cannot wait. So let's see how we, let's see, where do I get this? Let's see, detach. I don't want to detach. I think I get it here. Let's see. No, where's it at? I got to find where my thing is, y'all. Hold on a second. Copy MES. Pretty sure that's it. See that, Dimitri, where it says copy MES? So make sure you copy MES right there. You just click on that. What does this one do? Export to Microsoft Excel. Is that the one you do it? I can't remember. To paste the live data in there, click open, click edit. Maybe that's the one. I think that might be the one. It helped if I knew how to work my own spreadsheet, wouldn't it? I think that's the one where you click this top one and go export and export to Microsoft Excel. Yeah, that's it. Now let's see if that works. So we'll close this. Then we'll get back into our little sheet. And we're going to go to the variables tab, which is a tab that you and I very much never mess with. And let's see if this is going to solve your problem. Variables. Yep, right here. Okay. And you'll see that I have this thing here that says stock quote and option quote for blah, 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 blah. Make sure that's it. Where is it? Yep, that's it. I'm pretty sure. Now, I think if I go to this line A26 and I hit Control V for victory, it'll give you the information that you need. It updates that, right? So don't move anything on that. Just put it there, Control V. All right, Demetri, did you try that yet? Just making sure. So now, and we have to do this ever so often, right? If it starts getting funky. Now you go back to the Action tab and everything should be fine. So I hope that takes care of it. Type in the chat if that doesn't work for you, and we'll try to look for another solution. All right, the second question comes from our friend Matt, who says he's trying futures out in a paper trading account. Can we go over the Analyze tab some today? Mine isn't looking quite like yours. Hopefully yours looks better than mine based on my recent activity. All right, so, here's what I do to look at my entire position, right? Let's go through the Analyze tab. On the beta symbol, change that to SPY. So just type in SPY, S-P-Y there, okay? Then the metric can be, P&L for the day or P&L for the open. I try to keep that as P&L for the open. So that's another thing for you to do. Hold on 1 second here. Yeah, P&L open. Make sure your date is on today, right? February 25th. Also make sure that this is on today, right? And then all I do is I like to have 7 different price slices, right? So here's how I do it. I do at 0, then I do a +5, +10%, +15%, -5%, -12, and -20. Okay. So if you only have the 3 regular price slices that are there, you hit this little button here. It's called Add Slice, and you start adding slices, right? So you can add as many slices as your heart desires. So let's see if I can get rid of this one because I don't need them. So delete slice, delete slice. Don't need this one. Delete slice, delete slice. And then on these things, you can do a lot, man. You can do the price, or you can do percentages. You can do all kind of stuff. So you can do percentage. You can do that. You can do EPR. You can do all kind of things, right? Dollars, if it's up $58.2, or if it's up 15.01%. Oh, it's always hard for me to get this back to 15.00. Let's see if I can do it. There. Okay, so it's just the way I like mine. I like to see what happens to my account and my deltas and my thetas and my vegas and my profit and loss. If this account goes down, man, if we have a 20% drop, I'm down $30,000. If we go up 15%, I'm down 10,000. Okay. Then I like to go SPY. So I'll bring up 4 expirations. So we may have more than that in all of our expirations, but it's the most that I can get here, right? So I go 4, no, not 4 vol steps, 4 expirations. Here we go. 4 expirations to see what our little mountain looks like so that we can watch our cash over here, right? And then it depends on what you're looking at, right? So I want to hide simulations because anything that I've simulated, we don't want that to show up. So we just want to hide simulation so it's only showing your positions, right? And then it'll say all 13 series, or do you just want to show a specific series of options? So we show all 13 that we're in. Then we go to, like if I were to go single symbol, it's not going to show a thing, right? And the reason is I don't have any SPY positions at all. So if I'm looking for that single symbol, it's not going to show it at all. So that's why I got to go portfolio beta weighted, right? And it brings up your whole portfolio. And you can move it down, make that bigger so you can check out all of that, right? And then you're going to go, man, what if I didn't have that sucky, that stupid Goldman Sachs positioning, right? If I didn't have stupid Goldman Sachs, what would my position look like? So all you got to go is go right here. Everybody see there. Make sure that you're seeing all this. Where's my little drawer? Yeah. So you go over here and say, man, if it wasn't for that stupid thing, man, we'd be doing good. So you can take it out by just clicking that little box there. And you see everything just went up significantly, didn't it? Look like anyway. All right, and there's that with that. So you can actually look at the effects of different, you know, what if I weren't in my IWM trade? Well, you take that out and it'll show you what it would look like if you didn't have IWM in the equation. So it's kind of a cool, neat little tool, right? Or you could just show your one expiration, you know, expiration just one. What are we looking like in the current expiration? My gosh, we're down $1,300 today. We're down $416 on February the 27th, which is 2 days from today. Man, that's going up $800 in one day. So there's all kind of different ways that you can use this Analyze tab, right? So let's keep going just a little bit more to make sure you understand this. Now, let's say that you want to just look at your Goldman Sachs. Okay, so you got a trade in Goldman Sachs, a sucky trade like we do. So we go into Goldman Sachs, and then we're going to hide simulations. But here, you know, I mean, it doesn't matter if you change your expirations to 1 or 4 because we're only in 1. But then you would go, instead of portfolio beta weighted, you're going to go into single symbol. Right? So then it's just showing your Goldman Sachs trade. Right. So here's my Goldman Sachs trade, y'all. So as you see today, we're down $240 again on this stupid trade that's just killing us, right? But if price were to stay where it's at now, we're going to be up $891.73. Where did I see that? Right over here. Right over here. I can't get there quick enough for you to see it, right? And if price ever does go down, what's our apex here? Man, we're up $2,500. But we know that based on the way this trade's going, it's going to end up over here at some point. So we're just going to keep rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. Again, why do I hate individual stocks? I hate them. Hate them, hate them, hate them. Why did I trade this? I don't know. It's a good question, actually. You know, and it was good for Rick to show us yesterday. Do you need individual stocks? No, he doesn't even trade them, right? I prefer futures. Futures is where my comfort level lies. In the E-minis, I love the micros. And then I do like SPX a lot. And then I like ETFs, right? ETFs, I like those as well. We've got a sucky ETF, though, as well. Don't believe those can't go against you either, because we've got a sucky XLE. Let's see. Hold on a second. Can you show again where you copied from to make sure? Yes. Yes, this is being recorded, Ken. It is being recorded. Sorry I had to start just a little bit early. Ken, the part where you did some spreadsheet maintenance before noon. Yeah, I'll say that. Okay, Dimitri, you got it. Right, it worked. Okay. So you're fine. Okay, so I don't have to show you that again. Yeah, and I'll show you the spreadsheet maintenance that we did too, so that you can do it as well. All right, so our XLE trade, make sure it's on single symbol, is a sucky trade as well, right? So it says I'm up $12.64. Well, this wasn't as sucky as I thought. We're going to be up $253 at March 27th if we hold it that long. But I anticipate with energy just going crazy, because you got a Democrat in office who needs to appease the tree huggers, right? If you're a tree hugger, that's fine. I love trees too. I planted some last year. But you got to appease them, right? And you got to shut down pipelines, and then oil gets expensive, and energy's just going to go out the wazoo. And my power bill is $800-something a month, and I'm about to choke my kids if they don't quit cutting the lights off, for the love of the Lord. How hard is it to cut a light off? I never thought I'd be like my daddy. It did go down to $600 this month, so that's a little bit. All right. So we expect energy to go up. And stupid Bobby sold a, say it with me, call, because I'm moronic. I hate calls. Hate calls. Calls are where I get hurt. Right? So that shows you that. Okay, so Dimitri's got that working. Ken wants me to go back to the spreadsheet to show where we did a little maintenance. Let's see, where did we do maintenance? Okay, I went into the credit spreads. And what I did is I added a couple of columns, right? I added a short strike column. So all you got to do that is go into any column here and just, click on it. I think since I added these threes, you would right click and just hit insert, and it's going to insert a column, right? So then I named it short strike. So I've got where my strikes are. I've got where my short strike is, right? Because that's the one we're worried about, 38.10. Then I set up another column. So go right click and hit insert and name one current underlying price, or call it whatever you want to. Then insert another column. And I said, how far away from my strike am I now? And we'll run through this really quickly. So then I manually input my short strike, right? Then I go current underlying price, and let me copy this for you. And let's see if I can, I'm going to use this new little deal I got here.
Hey, baby. Here's nobody can see. Here's Bobby right here.
Hey, Ken, did you call me baby, or are you calling your wife baby? Your mama baby.
I've been muted and keeping my mouth shut.
That's not his house. That's Seinfeld's.
Oh, that's Rick talking there. Sorry, Rick. Tell your lovely bride I said hey.
I will. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was not on mute. My fault.
No. I thought you was calling me baby. I was getting all excited. And then Rick immediately goes and mutes himself after I said that. I think I run him off. Let's see if I can paste this in here. Can I paste that in there? Paste. Did that paste it in the chat? Apparently not. Let me see. Let me post this in Discord, okay? Hold on 1 second. Let me go to Discord and let's post it in our live chat so that you can get Rick. Undo yourself again. What we're doing is we're kind of augmenting our spreadsheet to bring in some of your cool stuff that you did.
Oh, okay. Well, good. I'll be excited to put it into mine. That's great, Bobby. Thank you.
Yeah. So I thought it's kind of cool you doing that. So I just posted into chat the formula that we're going to do. And Rick, did you say you use last, or did you use mark on the?
I always use mark.
Yeah, he uses mark. I think I use last. Whatever you're comfortable with. Why is this thing frozen on me? All right, here we go. So what we did is we're pulling up the last price, right? You can put mark, you can put last of what SPX is. So the formula is if A5 is blank, well, here's A5. If we don't have anything there, then this should be blank, right? Otherwise, comma, you put in RTD, then what is that? What is that called? That's oh, devil. What is that thing? I can't even remember what it's called. Anyway, it's on your
data.
Yeah, it's on shift 9, right? All right, here we go. So then you go parentheses TOS for toss.rtd, then the parentheses, then comma, and then quotation mark, and I'm doing last. So I'm taking the last price in parentheses, comma, of A5. So whatever is in A5, I've got SPX. So it's pulling up the last price of SPX, and then make sure you end it with 2 parentheses. Okay. Then it's a simple little formula for you to find out the difference between the current underlying price and your short strike. So we go to this little deal here. And I said, if D5 is blank, right? So if we don't have a short strike and we're not looking at this, and you can say if E5 is blank, or if A5 is blank. In other words, I don't want an error showing up here. So in order to do that, I'm saying, hey, spreadsheet, if D5 or any of these, D5, C5, B5, whatever you want to there, if it's blank, then come back with a blank. But if it is not blank, then we need the value if that is a false statement. And that statement would be if E5, it would be E5, which is the current price, minus D5, right? Which is what the current price is. So right now, Rick, you inspire me. Look, normally I'm Johnny one lot, right? Man, look, I took the plunge at 2 lots yesterday. And amazing, right? I mean, you reformed my trading, Rick. You put me on the path of the straight and narrow, which I greatly appreciate. So we are now 58 points from 59 from our short strike, which is very, very cool. So that's how you can put it into our existing spreadsheet. Now, Rick, I can't remember if there's anything else that I would say. I mean, I love the other stuff that you do, but I'm not sure that I need anything more than this. Is there anything you think that was in that other one that would be useful to know? I know you did break even. I think you do the how many it's away from the break even. To me, on these wide spreads where you're, collecting a quarter or 50 cents, the break even is not significantly far away from the short strike, right? So that's why I didn't do it at the break even. I thought it was just easier for me, rather than me putting in the break even manually, then I'll just put in what my short strike is, and then I'll find out how many points it is. So we're doing a little bit different than what Rick's calculation is, because Rick is doing how many points away it is from his break even. But as Rick will tell you, his break even is very close to his short strike, right, Rick?
Right. The break even is like my break even right now is 59 points away.
Yeah. So to me, it was easier just to bring in the current price rather than maintenance. But you guys can do this any way that you want to do it, right? Now, while y'all are working on that, I wanted to bring up something for you. Let's see. Give me a second. Manage videos. Let's see this. Anything else that you think that's really imperative that we have there? Yeah, a lot of stuff there. We appreciate it. But anything that you think that would really be worthwhile to put in our existing spreadsheet? Rick, you may be muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. The only thing else I have in mind is a live delta or probability of expiring in the money. That's the only other thing that I have live in mind. And you're right. Looking at the SPX itself, using last is the best. When I look at my the actual vertical itself, I always use the mark price when I'm looking at whatever the price is. But that's just how I do it.
Okay. Well, Rick, I think that having the current delta or current probability of the money there would be worthwhile for us to put in too. So we'll get you to help us with that if that's okay. But I did want to share this with you. Hold on a second. That we had this great comment, and I want to make sure that I answer this question out loud, right? So Devin commented on the video yesterday. He says on Rick's video, said, love it, love every bit of it. Thanks for having him explain how he places a trade. My only question now is, what is his max risk? I understand it's a defined risk strategy, but I've heard of some disasters. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I've heard of some bad stories. What I love is he is ready to roll at any time needed, so the chance of it needing much maintenance on any given meeting isn't high. I love seeing people's success strategies and also how they adapt to others. Is it me, or do we all have our own version of a work in progress spreadsheet? Ha ha. Yes, that is exactly right. One last thing, my PC loves your spreadsheet. It has, what is that? Thera Dripper, tons of RAM, great graphics card, all that good crap that costs tons. Finally put it to work when playing with the spreadsheet. Awesome. So Rick, I want to let you, I addressed his question there, but I want you to address that too. It's about the maximum risk on those SPX trades.
So, yeah, the maximum risk on if everything just goes to pot and you don't roll, you don't take some sort of defensive action. Yeah, I mean, you're going to lose $975 per contract. There is no doubt about that. So so far, and this is for me, this is a work in progress because I've only had to roll one time, and so I just arbitrarily picked, and that's what I did the first time. I just arbitrarily picked whenever the probability of expiring in the money gets to 40, that's when I'm going to roll. So the possibility of at that moment being down, I don't know, like $400, $500 per contract, $600 per contract is a very real possibility. So I think your answer there is spot on, personally.
Okay, good. I just wanted you to address it and to talk about it. And so you think about it. So if you're trading a 10-point wide spread and you collect $25, as Rick said, it's going to be a $975, max loss, give or take the commission and fees in there that figure into it as well. 20-point wide spread, your max is 2,000 loss less the credit that you receive, right? So you got to take that into mind. And then if you're doing, 10 contracts, well, that becomes, a significant amount of risk, even though it is defined. So I don't want anyone to get into this and say, oh my gosh, this is the thing that we all ought to be doing. Not necessarily, right? Not necessarily. You've got to realize what the risk is in any trade that we're taking. But remember, what we do is sell premium. We do it with a high probability of success. Then we manage the risk, and finally we rinse and repeat, and you just do it every day, just over and over and over. So that's very good. So let's we'll do some live programming, and we'll get Rick to help us away. But I think that's kind of cool if we were to put something that would tell us what the current delta is. So you're saying when it gets down to about a 30 probability of being in the money, it starts to get on your radar, I think is what you said.
It does, and right now I roll when it gets when it gets up to 40.
When the delta gets,
because just like today, we were down 61 points just 10 minutes ago. Now we're only down 52 points. So I like to give it some room to be right. But I don't want to give it too much room. I'm not comfortable allowing it to go in the money. I'm just not there. So again, I just arbitrarily picked 40.
40
because
probability of being in the money.
That's my risk. Correct. That's my risk. That's how I control my emotions on the risk.
Gotcha. All right, so let's pull up the SPX. Man, everything is just locking up on me today. Unbelievable. Hold on a second. Come on, little baby. Man, Ken, when I get my little thing where I'm plugged into the wall, I'm going to be so happy. I should have done that years ago. Come on. Well, until it does.
So that. Bobby, I put my formula in the chat of probability of expiring. Now, what you have to do is you have to put the actual SPXW 210226. You have to put that in there for each one, and I don't know of an easier way to do that because it has to identify exactly which strike and which expiration date you're talking about.
All right. So let's look at this and let's look. Let's see. We'll say current delta, current probability of expiring in the money, right? So that's what we're going to do. So let's put in this little equation. So what we're going to do is we're going to go equals sign, and there's calling me about that stupid warranty. I block that number every stinking day. I don't even drive, for the love. Come on. Kingston, Georgia. All right, here we go. Equals. So then we're going to do the little parentheses, and we're going to go if. No. We're going to go equals if. There we go. Hard to program when everybody's watching, right? I get real nervous. If, so what is the logical test? Let's say if F5, here we go. Where's my 5? If F5 equals quotation mark, why aren't you working, stupid thing? Hold on a second. Equals question or quotation mark. So that says if F5 is empty, right? If F5 equals quotation mark, comma, then you need the value of true. Well, we want it to be blank if that's true. So do another quotation mark. Everybody with me so far? If equals if, parentheses, F5 equals quotation mark, comma, quotation mark, then do another comma. Okay, now I'm doing a space. You don't have to do a space. I always put a space. Then we're going to find out the probability expiring of that short option. Well, where do we have the short option listed? Well, it's right here for now. So, maybe this is a thing. If we're going to do this, we don't need to put the whole spread name here, right? Maybe, or we could begin another column that specifically has just the short strike. But we'll work it this way, and then we'll finish it. So we'll go if F5 equals blank, then blank. Otherwise, now we're going to use Rick's formula of, well, hold on a second. Let me make sure that I look at one thing. Let me copy this a second. I want to look at something. Cut. Let me see what we did there. We did there. Yep, RTD. Let me just snap that real second. Like, this is cool, y'all. We're live programming live. Who thought we'd be doing this stuff? Snip. I want to snip that. Snip. I like to have that to look at. Right there. Baby, let me just hold you off to that. Okay, now let's go back to probability of expiring in the money. I hit Control V for Vaseline. No, I didn't want to do that. Delete that. Delete. I don't want you. I thought I had my little formula in there. All right, we'll do it again. Equals if. Then we go if F5 equals quotation mark, then this should be blank. Otherwise, that's where we do it. We do the RTD, quote TOS.RTD, quotation mark. Make sure I did that right. TOS.RTD, quotation mark, comma. Then we did, this is where we're going to do Rick's prob. He's already found the thing up for us there. Prob underscore of underscore expiring, right? And he's got a there. And then he's actually got the, where he's got the actual, in his formula, option name in the formula. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, well, right now as a holding place, I'm going to go H5, right? and then finish out my little deal. Let's see if this will work. Okay. So now we've got both of those option names in there, right? So what you could do is, and that's why it's giving us an NA. So why don't we do the, what happens if we take out this part here? And I'll show you, we'll walk through the thing. We should get this to work here. Now. All right, if, there we go. So if F5, make sure everybody's got the formula here. If, and I guess I could copy this and put it into our thing and make sure everybody understands. Y'all didn't know we were going to have an Excel lesson this morning. Let me see if I can copy that in there. There you go. So I copied it into our little chat here. So let's hit the escape button, but let's walk through it. So if F5 or E5 or D5 or whichever one you want to say is blank, then it turns up a blank. All right? If not, then it's going to go to the RTD. That means we're going to go into toss, and we tell it we're going to toss, comma, comma, prob of expiring, and then whatever, you know, whichever, whereas Rick actually puts his formula in there, we're actually making a reference to the cell that contains the formula. And for anyone that would possibly be viewing for the first time, why don't we go and show you how to get that option name in there? In case anyone has a question about it. All you got to do is go to your Thinkorswim and you go to the option chain, right? And you find out where your short strike is. Change this to single. Okay. So we go and we find out where we are. And right now, we are at a 23% probability of being in the money. Well, 21, right? Prob in the money, 2103. Let me look at something here. 1 second. Last size, says open interest, custom quotes, instrument details. Give me 1 second. Option code, option theoreticals and Greeks. So we're at 20.55. I wonder, Rick, if we put in probability ITM, if that would, if it's the same thing. I'm trying to see what you're pulling up there. Let's see. Prob of expiring. Well, that's right at it, isn't it? 2003. Let's go back. 2003. Yeah, that's exactly 2003. So that's exactly the formula that we need. Now, if you wanted to do delta, you can just find the delta, but we're doing the 2102. That's what we're doing. So if you need to figure out how to copy that, then anywhere on the line where your short strike is, make sure you right click and that you copy, okay? And then go back to your spreadsheet, and wherever you want that short option, the option name housed, just hit Control V for victory, and it'll whop it in there. So right now we're at a 23.92. I mean, there's some delay on that, right? 23.92. There you see it's just constantly moving and moving. Now, what you'll want to do is to make sure yours may automatically copy that formula down. If it does not, all you've got to do to copy a formula down throughout, and the reason that we put the if that's blank, put blank, because if we left it otherwise, then all of these would show an error, right? We don't want those showing an error. If your formula did not copy down, you don't have to hit Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. All you got to do is go to the corner of that and double click. Make sure it shows a little cross. Double click, and it will copy your formula all the way down. All right. So now we've got something cool, right? We've got where our short strike is. We put that in manually. We have our current underlying price pulling in for whatever the price is. We know that the current price is 51 points away from our strike. And the current probability of expiring in the money, we're at, we got a 25% chance that we're going to expire in the money. That is beautiful. Rick, thank you for all your help on that. I think that's exactly what we need in our spreadsheet. And then make sure you save it. Questions on that at all? Questions? All right. Now, let's go see how all my sucky Goldman Sachs positions is drawing down my account, but that's fine. Because remember, let's go back to the Analyze tab. The Analyze tab, we may be down in a day, right? But we know that we're watching a portfolio. You and I manage the forest first and then the individual pieces next. All right, so we see that, make sure I change this to portfolio. Let's see how the portfolio's doing. Beta weighted. We'll do 4 expirations. We see a little bit out in time. Change this from single symbol to portfolio. Thought I did that. There we go. So it should pull up here. Yeah. So there we are, and we've still got our little mountain, even though our short-term mountains are negative, right? Even though our short-term mountains are negative. Portfolio still okay. So let's go and record all of our stuff. We're down $1,200 on the day. Now, a lot of that's going to be, some of that's going to be our SPX trade. And this is the things that you can't, oh my gosh, I'm down $550 on that, right? On my 2 contracts. Rick, are you panicking?
No, I'm not panicking. What, am I a little nervous? Yeah, I always get a little nervous.
Yeah, you always get a little nervous, but nobody's panicking, yeah. Right? Nobody's panicking.
No, there's no panic here for sure.
Good. So, and that's one of the things, y'all, when you start going through this and you start, experiencing, oh my goodness, we're having a big drawdown on it. You just got to look at the forest. Is the forest okay? So let's see what we got going on here, 2021. And our net lit for the day is, nobody panic. Our net lit for the day is, where is it? 47,503. 47,503.20. Let me get my, that is looking terrible for the day. Wow, that even puts us negative on the year. Which is more than enough proof to show you that Sweet Bobby is the worst trader on the year in the galaxy. So now we got to look at our deltas. Let's put our deltas in. Deltas. Wow, we are really long. 137.01. And our theta is going to be explosive. Holy moly. 430.92. So we'll just say 431 on the theta.
That's what those credit spreads will do to you every time.
They'll pop that up a lot, right? But notice, remember what is our guide here? This says we should be between 0.10% to 1%. Nothing wrong there. We would expect this Vega to be up, but it's not a lot, even with those 2 SPX spreads. So negative 257. Let's put that in. Okay. Now, here's where I get in trouble, is my buying power that I'm using. I'm using 31,360. 31,360. And should I be selling anything today? No. I mean, I really shouldn't be doing anything because I'm way over, right, with my risk as far as my buying power. But I realize some of that is in us. I'm at 66%. Now, but imagine we're going to say, our thing over here is going to say, dude, you need negative deltas in your portfolio, right? Well, one way to get negative deltas is to close any positions that are going your way that are giving you positive deltas. So let's go look and see. We'll go back to our little credit spread. This is the only credit spread that we got going on. And I need to fix this. Hold on a second. because I'm thinking that I still want to know what the price is there on the current day. We'll fix that because I'm probably going to do one that has the option name of the short, and then I'm probably still going to put the strangle in so I can keep up with it from here. But I like what Rick has encouraged us to do here with these, adding these 4 columns. All right, so now let's look. We don't have any commodities on. We do have some equities. Let's see if anything is screaming for us to get out of. We're going to manage UVXY probably tomorrow, so nothing to do there. Clover's down just a bit, nothing to do there. TLT is down a bit. We've got 50 days left in that trade, so nothing's panicking there. BABA, we're down 100% in that trade. We still got 50 days on that. I don't think BABA's in the money yet either, so no need for me to sit there and go, man, I need to close that. Now, this is interesting. Remember, we've got the IWM trade, right? And this one looks bad. It's down 94%, right? But remember, this one expires tomorrow. So we'll roll that out tomorrow, right? We've got some adjustments that we need to do tomorrow. DraftKings. Oh, but I wanted to say about the IWM. Remember, the IWM is a hedge that we have in. So even though this particular trade is down on that short, what was it, a short put? The IW trade overall, let's see, IWM trade overall, there it is up $257, $287 on the day, right? I mean, theoretically, we could close that whole thing out and book that. I mean, we could book that profit, right? But I think I want to leave it on. So we'll just roll out that short put that we have tomorrow. Yeah, there. And Ken, I won't refer to it as a poor man's covered put. Ken hates the poor man stuff. That's just it's a diagonal, right? It's a diagonal trade. We'll call it that. All right, so let's go back, see if there's anything else that we need to look at. So Apple screaming to us to close it. It's at a 90%. Again, it expires tomorrow. We will manage that trade tomorrow. Now remember, even though this is good, we did a diagonal that some people, not us, would refer to as a poor man's covered call, right? So that's what we got there. That's why that one's doing so good, because we're going to sell premium against that for the coming ages. And Goldman Sachs that we did, you know, I mean, it is what it is. And we rolled it out yesterday, got 35 days on that. We rolled the XLE trade out yesterday. So there's really nothing for me to do on my equities. So let's go see if there's anything on our micros that we can do. All right, micros. Do we have anything in any bit of profit that could help us today? And it doesn't look like it at all. Let's go and see how because remember, we've got a lot of puts on in the micros, right? So all of these are down. Let's see, we got one put up 14%. We've got 11%, but most of them are down, right? Most of these are down. So, you know, we could claim this one, right? We got a $21 profit on it. That looked much better overnight when I looked at it, and it was a $70-something profit. That looked really, really good. But I'm at a point where with my macros, I'm at the point of just closing one and opening up another one every day. So since that is profitable, even though the profit seems to be going down, 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 let's book something on it. Not going to play around with price. All right, I think that filled at 28. Oh, we got filled at 27.75. Good. So we'll go put that in, 27.75. Where is it at? Right here. Make sure it was the right one that I closed. Let's say 34. 34.90 is the one we closed. Sure, I closed the right one. 34.90 at 27.75. 27.75. And we're just like a broken record, y'all. We're just taking them on and we're just closing them, taking a little bit of profit here and there, booking our profit. 225.21. We close that. We got $10 profit, y'all. Look at us. So we're just going to say that's other, but it's profit we're booking, right? And another reason I did that is because my spreadsheet, since I am really, really long now, my spreadsheet tells me what? Hey, Bob, you need negative deltas. What does closing a put do? What does it do? It gives me a little negative delta. That's not a lot, but it does give me something, right? So then we go to our weekly premium tab, and y'all, with all the rolls and everything that I've done and the SPX that I'm doing, look at this. I only needed to sell $1,841. Man, I have sold $4,172, right? So all's looking well. Shows our profits on the right, our little dream card here of how we're doing, which is kind of pie in the sky, but it's nice to at least look at, right? Especially on days that that your net lick is down, so nobody gets like, oh, I'm so scared. No, we're not scared. We're not scared. But on the micros, market's down 1.84, 1.83%. I mean, that's a big little deal, y'all. And what's happening to my to the deltas as the market's going down? I'm getting increasingly large deltas, right? Now I want to look at something. So if I'm up and my deltas are 137, I just want to make sure you know how I can neutralize that in a heartbeat. I could simply go here. This thing looks like, hey man, we're in a free fall now, right? And all I got to do is sell two micro futures, right? I could hit the sell button right here. And that's going to give me, with two micros, gives me 100 deltas, so that I'm still short, but I'm only short 39 deltas. So what I'll do is, for the rest of the day, I mean, I got meetings and stuff, so I'm not going to watch it all that closely, but I'll be from time to ES on a minute by minute chart, right? I'm looking at the ticks. The ticks are going down. I'm looking at the tick here, right? So you just see tick went boom way down here, but then what did it do? It's going up. So right now the market's going up, and you can follow this off to the side minute by minute, but that's not our game, right? But if I'm wanting to put in and neutralize my deltas, I know how I can instantly do it. I can instantly do that and stop that over to the side, and I start watching that. And then if I wanted to sell, I'll sell here. But that's not really what I want to do, okay? But, and this is going to sound crazy, since I do need a little bit of negative delta, now this is something that the expert traders would never do. Man, you're down 1.72%. Would you ever think of selling a call? You know what? Just to get a little bit of delta relief? Yeah, I would. Because I don't know where the market's going. I don't know if the market's going up. I don't know if the market's going down. Now we've got all these puts down here, right? Now check it out. We're down, what? On our micros, we're down, y'all. Where are they? Man, we're down $526. Oh my gosh, let's panic. But then when you go here, you go, no, are they safe? Are my options safe? Yeah, totally safe. Look at there. That's only at a 19% probability of being in the money. So we go up here, and if we want a little bit of delta, our closest one is right here. We do have one call. So we could sell right around this same area and get us a little bit of negative delta. And I think I will. So we'll sell that at 22. Let's see if we get 22.50. Zero buying power. Isn't that cool? Bring in $111. And I think it failed. Yep. There she goes. 22.50. So let's copy that. Let's put it into our spreadsheet. Go to our spreadsheet. We'll go to macros. MES. 1. And we sold the 4070 call. I think I control V for Venus. We'll call that a short call. And we did go and follow the recommendations of a 15 delta at 50 days to expiration. And we brought in 2250s. Let me put the date first, 2/25/21. And we brought in 2250. $111.03. That's what we brought in. All right. So, I mean, I'll keep watching these, but I mean, you know, theoretically, I have another one if I wanted to, right? If I wanted to close this one, take a quick $15 profit, give me a little more shorter deltas, but you know, let's let it run, man. Let's let it run. No need to panic when these things happen because you're looking at the forest, not the individual trees, right? Looking at the forest, and you don't have to move the boat all together in a single day. So what we'll also do is I'm going to work on probably some the rest of the day. I got a meeting coming up, but I'm going to go in here and I'm going to work a little more on the spreads here, right? I'm going to work a little bit more on this. Rick watches that till it gets up to 40%. I may do some conditional formatting to play with the making it red, making it yellow, making it green, you know, depending on different things. There's all kinds of things that you can do here to make that. But I think that's pretty good. All right. Rick's got to leave as well. Grandkids are almost there. God, that's good. Ken had to go. Thanks for all. Thursday is outing daytime date day. Okay, that sounds good. All right, guys. So it's been a good session today. If you got any questions whatsoever, I'll be out of my meeting in an hour or so, and I'll be able to address anything then. So I will see y'all tomorrow.